transforming knowledge into understanding. February 7, 2014. The Latin name for man, Homo sapien, attributes wisdom to your species, not quite like any other species found on this flourishing, life-giving planet I have called home at one time, what you, my dear ones, call home. Knowing that wisdom is something each of you already have, it is clear that not all people are wise. And there are a few dearly gifted souls that have attained high levels of wisdom. But no matter how many books you read, even if they have proven to be useful, is not enough. Not even long life or experience is enough on their own. Just because someone scores high on an intelligence test does not make them necessarily wise. But when you come across someone who has presence, who is calm and speaks deeply from their heart, words and expressions that are wise, you are able to value what they say as pure wisdom. By reflecting to earlier times, you are able to determine that any of the mistakes made could have been avoided altogether, and different opportunities would have crossed your path if you had chosen wiser, thought more intently, and understood yourself better and the situation before you that included other people. Foresight provides you with ample learning opportunities and the potential to grow from those mistakes in present time. Just think, my dear ones, if you had acted wisely during those past situations and events, how different your life would be now. But we are not to become stuck in the past, but to learn from it. And bring that wisdom forward to nurture current actions that will bring about a future that is fulfilling, a way of life that supports every level of your being. If you look at the lowest level of a person's way of being, my dear ones, you will find arrogance resides here, and arrogance is a distortion of wisdom. Those that are found to be arrogant does a lot of assuming. Through their assumptions that have little to no merit, they use their assumptions to appear wise. They have a lot of faith in their factless assumptions, and they try to use this as a source of power to sway people, but what they end up doing is drive people away. Sometimes in the presence of someone who is arrogant, you might find yourself becoming angered. This is a common feeling one gets while in the company of those that are arrogant. The best thing you can do, my dear ones, is simply, calmly walk away, take the higher road and not demean yourself by reacting. Save your precious energy for things that bring you joy, peace, and happiness. Those that believe and assume they already know something or know more of any one subject is not open for further development or growth. Developing new insight comes from being open to new ideas, to not assuming you already know it all, and to be able to orient yourself wisely and maturely when something new suddenly pops up. If one finds themselves feeling humiliated due to their own actions and representation of themselves, then, my dear ones, they have attained great learning that becomes true wisdom. Those that are sort of aware, sometimes called or considered half-aware, are an accumulation of experiences, specific facts, and repetitive learning that has never been truly digested or understood. Just because one has studied for years on one subject, sometimes repeatedly reading the same thing, does not make them wise. It just means they lack understanding in some area, and all the knowledge that they are attempting to accumulate does not equate to real wisdom. For a person that is unable to truly understand what they are reading because they are half-aware, blind spots become persistent, areas of life become ignored or underappreciated, sometimes purposely, but many times unknowingly, simply because they are not truly, fully aware. There are a great many dear souls that really believe that to become wise, suffering must have occurred. If suffering is real as enduring physical pain or deep emotional grief, then those experiences have a tendency to waken you from your slumber and bring you into awareness of the moment, where you are face to face with life, sometimes only for the briefest of moments. From this, my dear ones, it is your self-knowledge that grows and develops, that nurtures into wisdom, because self-knowledge will direct you to understanding. It is necessary for you to understand that suffering is not your only way to waken you or what wisdom can grow from. What you are doing now in presence will put you in direct contact with your total self, and if you are paying attention and aware enough, this deep and profound contact will teach you self-knowledge. Gathering all the raw data from experience, Regardless if it's internal or external, you consider and contemplate, then experiment with different ideas and ways that will become brewed into understanding. If you look at a craftsman such as a carpenter, if they stay in contact with their practice, they hone their skill through time and effort, and what they experience and endure along the way provides a great portion of their wisdom. When you are fully aware and living life consciously, it is the quietness, the precious stillness of this consciousness and of your inner peace that creates the platform for seeing from a place of conscience with a crystal clear light quality. Seeing clearly means you are able to recognize a situation that has unfolded before you and understand it. There is no fog of confusion. You are aware of the many possible outcomes. It is consciousness, my dear ones, that permits such clarity while facing any situation that includes everything. A certain kind of unity occurs when you know things and situations from the inside rather than just focusing on the externals. Attaining this depth of perception is what is meant to understand. Understanding, my dear ones, is much more than words and categories that are used to make a description. It is knowing that thing or situation directly. You can learn a specific subject from reading, but until you actually apply what you have read, there is no transformation within the relationship with yourself. It is when you apply what you have read into practice that you transform knowledge into understanding. When you discover the most worthwhile path to take, your conscience provides you with the ability to choose that worthwhile path over a path that would have been easier to achieve. Choosing the worthwhile path, even if it would take you longer to accomplish, is your wisdom in action. You have demonstrated the ability to not only see but do the right thing within any circumstance without feeling flustered, or caused to overreact, under-respond, no backpedaling or feeling as if you took the wrong turn. True wisdom, my dear ones, leaves one feeling good knowing that you have made sound judgment. Have you ever wondered what the source of your wisdom is? There are many religious books that speak of the image of wisdom and how wisdom was used to generate your creation in life. There are many that consider and feel that wisdom then has depth. Living a long and varied life provides one with a kind of perspective that is derived from the experiences met along the way. Yet, by living a kind of life where you examine the depths of your being at every interval, remaining present and embracing the spirit that sparks the divine light within you that moves you beyond normal experience, then you carry more superior value on life, creativity, love, and on the long-term practice of spiritually living. When you touch higher realms of consciousness through higher heights of awareness, you are then touched by higher forms of wisdom. Can one develop wisdom? Of course, but it is a slow process. By contemplating life and taking note of the outcomes you have reached in the past and in the present, and from your reactions and from the reactions of others, you are able to recognize what your motivations and habits are, and make new choices to not permit your actions to be controlled by conditioned patterns or behaviors you have picked up along the way. Learning to allow your conscience prompt and direct you will help you to make the right decision, my dear ones, even if the choice is pleasant or unpleasant. Learning to practice patience, you are able to clearly realize the many implications and consequences of what you do or not do. By learning to listen to your inner voice, or intuition, you are able to determine if you are living by certain external values that are fixed, or living a way that is flexible and deepens your presence, because as you know, due to your developed awareness, the deeper your state, the closer you come to true wisdom. My dear ones, you are encouraged to open your minds and hearts to the vast truth and wisdom that has never stopped surrounding you and that you are intrinsically part of. If you truly think about it, with all honesty, there is a part of you, your godlikeness, that knows that you can be so much more. As we near the end of our time together today through my chosen vessel, try to feel my presence next to you. You may feel a lightness upon your shoulders as I place my hands there, sharing my energy with your own. As I make this connection with you, can you now feel the sun of my heart, feel the energy of my presence? If you allow me to guide you, I will offer illumination so you may know and feel my own brilliant inner light, my flame that was long ago ignited by God in order to unite, so I may encourage your own inner fire to grow and glow more brightly. As you come to know your own truth and develop through gentle nurturing, wisdom that demonstrates every part of you in pure love-filled action, Have joy in the light you have, and find that courage, my dear ones, to share this brilliant light with others through the wisdom of your heart. May you always walk with a heart filled with love for all. I am Lord Lanto through Julie Miller. spiritualnetworks.com